Imagine you're holding like a true luxury item. But instead of coming from some, pristine, sterile factory floor, it actually owes its multi-thousand-dollar price tag to the mineral-rich dirt of a Southeast Asian village.
Right, and to a really deeply personal temple ritual, too.
Exactly. Have you ever wondered what true luxury really means in the beauty world? I mean, specifically where the world's absolute most premium hair extensions actually come from.
It's a question that completely changes how you look at the industry.
Yeah, and that's our mission for today's deep dive. We are tracing the journey of Burmese raw virgin hair.
All the way from tropical villages in Southeast Asia to, high-end salons in the U.S.
Right. And to do this, we're unpacking a really fascinating stack of sources from RVHC, which stands for Raw Virgin Hairs. We've got their blogs, their origin guides, and even their global customer WhatsApp logs.
Which is amazing data to have.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this, because we want to explore what authentic and sustainable actually look like in this massive multi-million-dollar industry. And honestly, I am just fascinated by how deep this rabbit hole goes.
It goes incredibly deep.
Like, this isn't just about beauty. It's about global trade and these really ancient traditions.
Yeah, to really understand this topic, you have to look right past the typical marketing fluff.
Oh, absolutely. The buzzwords.
Exactly. You have to understand the strict definitions of raw and virgin and really the geography that produces it all.
Right, because to appreciate the global demand for this, you first have to understand the physical product itself.
Yes.
And the specific dirt it grows out of, essentially.
That's the perfect way to put it. In the RVHC sources, these terms are defined extremely precisely. So when they say virgin, that means the hair has had absolutely no dyes, no chemicals, no harsh acids.
So it's just natural, earthy colors.
Right, just the natural colors it grew in. And then raw means there's zero heat or steam processing. So the hair's internal structure remains completely strong and intact.
Which is so rare now.
It is. And then finally, pure means there are absolutely no fillers.
Wow. And the texture itself is so specific, too. The guides say that Burmese hair sits, perfectly right between Indian and Chinese hair types.
Yeah, it's a very unique biological profile.
It naturally has this silky feel, but it's also quite coarse and has this incredibly thick density.
And that density is directly tied to the geography. So we're talking about Myanmar, which is formerly Burma in Southeast Asia.
Right.
The environment there is key. It has this lush, tropical humidity that just provides constant, healthy moisture.
This is like a natural conditioner all year round.
Exactly. And on top of that, you have this very diverse terrain with highly mineral-rich local areas.
Which just feeds right into the roots.
Yeah, those minerals contribute directly to naturally strong strands.
It reminds me of like a single estate wine or maybe an heirloom vegetable.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Right. Because it hasn't been mass-produced in a factory somewhere to just look perfect on a shelf. It actually physically reflects the specific climate and the soil of its homeland.
It does. And what's fascinating here is why that total lack of factory processing actually matters so much.
Because the commercial stuff is just so processed, right?
Exactly. Most commercial hair heavily relies on artificial silicone just to simulate shine. They strip it down and coat it in plastic, basically.
Oh, wow.
But whereas with this Burmese hair, it maintains its premium integrity natively. It doesn't need the silicone because the geography already did the work.
That is wild. But, geography is really only half the story, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Because the reason this hair actually survives long enough without factory processing is because of these centuries-old lifestyle habits in Myanmar.
Right. The cultural care practices are just as vital as the soil.
The sources outline these amazing organic treatments that the donors use, like washing their hair with fermented rice water.
Which is brilliant scientifically because that actively enhances the growth of the hair.
Yeah, and then they use these natural herbal oils that provide this brilliant root-to-tip shine. Plus, they eat a very healthy, local, organic diet.
Right, which directly results in that thick density we were talking about earlier. You are literally what you eat, and so is your hair.
Exactly. But here is the part that really caught my eye. The actual collection process.
Yes, the temple donations.
Right. This hair is apparently given as a symbolic gesture. It's freely donated at local temples and through private donations.
It's a very deeply ingrained cultural tradition.
But wait, I have a real question here. If this hair is freely given at a temple as a spiritual or symbolic gesture,
Right, I know where you're going with this.
how does that actually translate into an ethical commercial supply chain? I mean, isn't there a risk of exploitation there?
It's a very fair question to ask. But when you unpack the ethics of this specific fair trade model, choosing this route actually supports those hardworking local communities.
Because they're setting up a direct economy around it.
Exactly. It provides a fair trade, socially responsible byproduct of a cultural tradition that is already happening.
Okay, that makes sense.
And, when you compare it to the alternative, it's a massive upgrade. It's an eco-friendly, low-waste alternative to churning out mass-produced synthetic plastics and fake fibers.
Which just end up sitting in landfills for centuries.
Exactly.
Okay, so the collection itself is also incredibly meticulous, right? The sources talked about the cuticle.
Yes, the cuticle is the most technical, but arguably the most important part of this whole process.
Right, so the collectors don't just sweep hair off the floor. They meticulously handpick ponytails.
Because they have to ensure unidirectional alignment.
Meaning all the hairs are facing the exact same way they grew out of the scalp.
Right. Because it's from a single donor, keeping those cuticles completely healthy, whole, and perfectly aligned in one direction is the only way to guarantee it will never tangle.
Because if they rub against each other the wrong way, they just lock up and mat.
Precisely. That friction is what destroys cheap hair extensions.
So that ethical, really meticulous single donor process we just discussed, that's exactly why this product has created such a massive, lucrative footprint halfway across the globe.
It's the foundation of a huge global market.
And it really is an investment. I mean, this isn't just disposable beauty.
Not at all.
When it's authentic, these bundles have just an extreme durability. The RVHC sources say they can last for 5+ years of daily wear.
5 years for a natural product like this is incredible.
And while Burmese hair is described as kind of this hidden gem, sources actually reveal this massive global hub of raw hair origins.
Right. It's a highly interconnected network.
Yeah, like Laotian, Indian, Cambodian, Vietnamese, and Filipino hair. They're all part of the same premium ecosystem.
And the financial scale of that ecosystem is honestly staggering.
Oh my gosh, yes. Looking at the global customer reviews in the WhatsApp logs, the hard numbers really show you the scale of this B2B investment.
It's way beyond casual retail.
Just listen to some of these orders. You have Kiara in Houston. She ordered 50 bundles of Laos hair for $4,064.
In a single order.
Right. And then Lisa in Dallas, she bought 50 bundles of Laotian hair for $3,505. Kashia Smith in L.A. purchased 25 bundles of Indian hair for $1,975.
The volume moving through these cities is just immense.
And it notes that Atlanta, Georgia is this major hub, like an absolute hotspot for Filipino, Burmese, and Cambodian hair buyers. And then there's Jasmine in Fort Lauderdale buying 40 bundles at a time.
Right.
So what does this all mean? I mean, seeing someone casually drop over $4,000 on a hair shipment is wild.
It seems wild at first glance, absolutely. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, paying $4,000 for hair actually makes total economic sense.
Wait, really? Because of how long it lasts.
Exactly. When you factor in the 5-year longevity, the single donor consistency we talked about, and the fact that there's no tangling.
Oh, so you aren't replacing it every few months.
Right. Rather than constantly replacing cheap processed synthetics that mat up after a few washes, these salon owners are investing in a durable asset. Over 5 years, the raw hair is vastly more economical.
That is just such a fascinating shift in perspective. To bring this journey full circle for you listening, just think about the scale of this.
It's a massive geographic and cultural leap.
Right. You have someone in a tropical village in Myanmar eating an organic diet, using fermented rice water, and growing this incredibly strong hair.
Yeah.
And that biological process directly results in a flawless, multi-year luxury investment for someone walking down the street in Atlanta or Los Angeles.
It connects two completely different worlds through this one incredibly resilient natural material.
It really does. And before we go, there was this one specific detail buried deep in the sources that I think perfectly captures this.
The blog article, right?
Yes. On the RVHC blog, among all the technical guides, there's an article titled History of African American Hair Extensions.
It's such an important piece of this whole puzzle.
I just want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to ponder here. Consider the incredible cross-cultural beauty of this entire industry.
It's so much more than commerce.
It really is. You have these ancient, deeply personal grooming rituals and temple offerings from Southeast Asia.
Right.
And now, those exact same offerings are intimately supporting the historical identity, the self-expression, and the modern beauty traditions of women on the exact opposite side of the globe.
It's a profound thought. It's not just a commercial transaction of goods.
No, not at all.
Oh.
It's this fascinating, living, global exchange of culture and identity.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really encourage you to keep questioning the origins of the things you buy, because as we saw today, true luxury has a story way deeper than a price tag. Take care, everyone.